What's up guys, Nepenthes here and welcome back to the Society League. We are on our own brand new channel now. I'm once again joined by my co-commentator Bateson87.
Hi guys.
And yeah, so we're on a new channel now. I felt it best just to put it all on its own channel so you can keep up to date with it. The way it's going to be scheduled going forwards, guys, is it's going to be Tuesday and Wednesday. It's going to be one match day split into kind of two parts, and then Saturday and Sunday is going to be another match day split into two parts. Of course, this week, because we've been moving the videos over and kind of getting everything set up, it's going to be Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday and Sunday. But thank you for tuning in. If you could leave a like on the video, that would be awesome. You're looking, I'm going to show you on screen now the current table. We've currently got Finch top, iLucas second, Biscuit Face Gaming third, Capgun Tom, Lasty, Math Beach, the Gamer Cans way back, and in the bottom place Fang Banger. But there is only 6 points from top to bottom. Today's games we have got Beach against Fangs and Lasty against Biscuit Face Gaming. Now Beach finally got a win under his belt in the last match day, and Fang Banger will be desperate to get a win. But the game of the day, of course, Lasty against Biscuit. They're both doing really well. Biscuit has got 6 points, Lasty has got 4 points. How do you see each game going, Bateson?
With the Beach and Fang Banger game, that's both of them are trying to prove something. Beach is trying to prove why he's in the league itself. I put him as one of the favourites initially, but then obviously he went on to lose 2 games, so that was a bit of a hit for me. But in his last game he did show a lot of progress, new team, quite an extensive win as well, didn't he? He got his goal difference back as well.
He did.
But we also have Jessie sat on 1 point. She's definitely out to prove something, and hopefully she's took on board what me and Nep have been saying and applied it into a game style, and hopefully she can get a few goals against him.
Well, I think this game, the Fang Banger Beach game now, this is the first game Fangs would have played since she would have watched the first airing, so this is where she would have been able to actually change her game style.
Yeah, and it's just a shame she never was able to do it in the 2 games after her first one. But she was looking dangerous. She was good at defending, and she was able to catch people on the counter. But unfortunately, the results haven't gone away, and she's still only on 1 point. With Lasty and Biscuit Face Gaming, that's a battle of the top. Obviously, if Lasty wins, he overtakes Biscuit, but Biscuit's been sitting pretty at the top until Finch finished his games, but he looks dangerous. He does concede a few goals, and also Lasty's the same as well, very dangerous from set pieces. But the last game he did play was on the next gen console. That was his first game, I think, and he did look like he struggled with it, so hopefully he's had a bit of time to practice, and he's got his shooting boots on.
Yeah, he did struggle indeed, but for Lasty, like obviously he was top of the table after match day 1. He can be back top of the table after today's games being only 2 games. If he wins by 2 or more goals, he'll find himself sat top in that table. But Finch is in a good position up there. But Biscuit Face Gaming, again, if he picks up a win, he puts himself in good stead for the second half of the season, may be able to carry on through and pick up the victory. But the most important game for today is Fang Banger, and able to get maybe even just 1 point will give her that boost to kind of help her through the rest of the season.
Yeah, she needs something to give her a bit of confidence, because the last 2 showings haven't been very good watching for both me and you and the people watching on the video. But Jessie's good, and I've played her since she's applied them tactics, and she's done a bit of damage to my ego as well, so hopefully she can go on and cause a few upsets in this league.
Indeed, and on that note, we're going to go straight into the first game, which is Beach against Fangs. Put in the comment section below who you think is going to win. I'm actually going to go for a 2-2 draw. Bateson, your prediction?
I'm going to go for a 2-0 Beach win.
Okay, so there you go, guys. Let's get into the game. So as this game kicks off, Bateson, we see Beach line up with his 4-1-2-1-2. He's got Neuer in goal, Lahm, Hummels, Dante and Alaba in defence, Gustavo, Robben, Royce and Goetze in midfield, and Lewandowski and Aubameyang up front. And we've got Fang Banger running with a 3-5-2, a different team today. She's got Adler, Santana, Hummels, Boateng in defence, Bender, Jones, Agra, Clements and Dempsey in midfield, and then Elder and Johnson in the attacking positions. Now, that's a strange team there from Fangs.
It is. It's not a strange team because we've played against it. It's actually Finch's team. Finch built this team, and Jesse's obviously adapted it. And it's very strong up front, and very strong in midfield, and solid in defence. So hopefully Jessie can apply her style and get her mark with the team. But also Beach has lined up with one of the probably the strongest possible Bundesliga team in a 4-1-2-1-2. Lewandowski, Aubameyang up front, very dangerous. It's just hope Jessie can defend and maybe get a point from this game.
Not a great start from Fangs there, pushing the ball straight out, playing out. She's got on the right hand side of midfield Salvador Agra. I know literally nothing about this guy. Is there anything you can tell me and the fans watching at home what this guy's about?
He's got a funny looking name, that's for sure, but I have no idea who he is. I presume he's just in the team for chemistry purposes, but obviously if Finch has got him in the team, there's something special about him. Maybe the viewers know something about him we don't.
Maybe they do, and we've got a slow start to the game here. It's been almost 10 in-game minutes, and the ball hasn't really left the midfield. The first attack seems to be from Beach here. He's got Lahm into Goetze on the edge of the box. He's got a bit of space, but Fangs looks like she's playing a very, very defensive game here. She's got 5 men in the box. Lewandowski, though, has got a bit of space here. He can cut this back if he wants. He does, and there is Aubameyang. That is a great tackle from It's Fangs right there. She passes that straight out of play into Johnson. Johnson back to Dempsey, and it looks like she's lining up to play counter-attacking football and sit really deep here.
Yeah, that's what she's done previously in all the other games, but she's not had the ability up front to play that type of style. One strike on a counter-attack just isn't the best, but now she's got 2 very strong strikers. Eddie Johnson's got 4-star skills, super strong as well, and Eda, the Portuguese non-rare striker, is strong. I played against him when I think it was I can't remember.
Oh, we got the first goal there from Beach. Sorry, Bates, and the ball comes in long way down the field. Marco Reus jumps in front of the keeper, wins a header, and knocks that one into the back of the net, and that is not the best start for Fangs there.
No, definitely not, and from a set piece as well. She probably would have defended that a lot better if it's open play, but nothing you can do really, is there, unless you put a defender right back on the line.
Yeah, it's a very, very tidy finish there from Royce, just jumping in front of the keeper. It's one of those things that you feel is more of an error with FIFA than a good attacking player or a bad defensive play, because the keeper should be coming to claim that. You feel like in real life a keeper would come out and punch that, but Adler there decided to just stand still and wait for the header.
Yeah, every time you do bring a keeper out in this game, whether it be from the kick-off tactic, which a lot of people use, and on corners, they're not as protected as they were on FIFA 13. They can get beaten a lot, and it's quite annoying to concede them type of goals, especially on corners. But from set pieces, they just seem very flimsy, don't they, goalkeepers? Even the best in the game, they are very annoying when they start flapping at the ball.
They do, and it's going to be tough now for Fangs to get back into this game. She is set up so defensively, with probably defensive or ultra defensive, and it's going to find it difficult to create space, especially now that Beach is 1-0 up. He doesn't need to rush the play. He could take his time on the ball and kind of sit there and hold possession, although he gives it straight away there to Fangbang. And what I find is I've been playing with the 3-5-2 a lot recently, especially after I took a couple of beatings from Finch and he was using it. I decided to go use the 3-5-2 as Jessie gets a shot away there that goes nowhere near going in. But I always revert back to the 4-1-2-1-2. I find it to be a much stronger formation than the 3-5-2, and I think it actually counters the 3-5-2 really well.
Yeah, I don't like three defender formations this year. It's very difficult. Ooh, is he in here? He's
missed that. That's okay.
Yeah, it's very difficult to defend with, especially with the gaps on the left back and the right back position, because you've got no defenders there. But on the counter attack, 3-5-2 is good. But as a whole, I'd say 4-1-2-1-2 or 4-3-1-2 are the two solid formations in this game, which I like to use. And
as strong as heading is this year, you just can't give someone that width for free.
No, definitely not, because if they abuse the crosses, they're going to get more chances, and even now, if they have 8 chances to cross the ball in, one of them will definitely go in, because crosses are so strong on this game. A lot of people who play it will know that as well.
They will, and Beach is going to be looking for his second consecutive win here, giving himself 6 points after a terrible start to the season. He's doing good so far, 30 minutes in, and Fangs has barely, she's had that one shot at goal, but has barely actually put any real pressure on him. He'll be feeling comfortable, but that could be his downfall. There's been so many games where I've been playing really good football, I find myself get 1-0 up, and then I try and be cocky with skills and shots from range where I'd usually not play like that. Maybe there's a way back into Fangs through some bad Beach game.
Yeah, at the moment, Jessie, within 27 minutes, has done absolutely nothing, really. She doesn't look comfortable with the team. Maybe she should have had a bit more practice. But who knows, this team is set up to counter-attack 1-2 high over the top through balls. And she could be back in it and maybe even nick a win.
It would be nice to see her get some points on the board, like we discussed in the last episode. And there is some kind of question as to why she's involved. But she is a better player than she gives herself credit for in these tournaments, as Beach scores a nice goal there on the half volley. He makes it 2-0 after 29 minutes, and this could be good night for Fangs. But going back to talking about her, when I play in tournaments personally, I buckle under the pressure. I hate it, and I end up losing badly, even though I feel like I'm actually better than what I do in the tournaments. For Fangs, it's very much the same. The pressure for her is higher than it is for everybody else, just because she's a girl, and it clearly takes its toll.
Yeah, definitely. She feels like she's got something to prove, but maybe if she turned up to a tournament like this just like a normal person, with not feeling like she's got anything to prove and just have that competitive edge about her, she could be a lot more comfortable in game and on the ball.
She could be, but she's giving the ball away here again defensively, making a few errors, and Gertz has got a chance here. He goes through, he takes a shot there, but Adler's going to save that, no problem at all. And if Fangs wants to get back into this game, now for me, when I go 2-0 down, if I'm playing ultra defensive and I'm conceding goals, the issue is me, not the fact that I've got a bad defense or a good attack or a bad attack. So I always tend to go attacking or ultra attacking in these situations, because I'm thinking if I'm conceding goals anyway, I'm going to need to put players forward to get back into the game.
Yeah, with Jessie as well, even she went 2-0 down against Finch as well, didn't she? But she managed to get one goal back, and in the second half she come out to play. So maybe she just needs a quick talking to herself and get her back in it, because at the moment she's just allowing them wings for Beach to run down and attack. But Beach is playing good, he's playing calm, patient, and he's obviously seen Jessie's weakness, which is the wings, and he's flaunting it.
He is indeed, and he needs to, well, Fangs needs to change formation. She needs to switch up to something that's got more defensive cover in the fullback positions. Maybe a 5-back formation or maybe a 4-back formation, but as long as she gets wingers there. But Robin here is through again. Robin tries to shoot. He gets the ball back. That's going to be 3-0 to Beach, and this could turn into an embarrassing scoreline now.
Yeah, his over-the-top through balls are very nice, and as soon as Jessie goes to change player, she's got hold of the sprint button. As you can see, the defender just legged it up and left Robin to run into loads of space and get his goal in the game.
And that's 3-0 now, and Beach will be happy for getting the goal difference up. And if he does pick up 3 points here, he'll find himself just 1 point behind Finch at the top of the table. Finch with a game in hand, but considering where he was after match day 2, he will be delighted to be sat there.
Yeah, he's definitely come out of his shed after the first 2 games, because they were pretty bad defeats, weren't they?
They were
at the hands of his opponents. But after that, he's switched up his team. He's got a bit more confident, and he's having fun by the looks of it, especially against Jessie. Now with 3-0 up before half time, you can have fun for the rest of the game now.
He can, and this might be again a real good chance for either of them to actually try different formations. Like, I know it's working for Beach here. The 4-1-2-1-2 is a tried and tested formation, but when you're in a comfortable position like this, would you not think about maybe switching up to a 4-2-2-2 just to see see how it plays and test something else out whilst you're kind of pretty confident and got the 3 points in the bag?
I'm an absolute noob when it comes to Ultimate Team. I don't like to make substitutions. I don't like to change formations in-game. The only thing I would change is maybe the quick tactics to see if they could work to his advantage in future games. But if you're absolutely going ham, and also Beach will be looking to get goal difference, he probably will stick it out and continue playing the way he is.
And he could have scored a 4th goal there. Mario Gertz there with a great opportunity. I felt like he could have actually shot himself with Robin once he stepped inside there. Robin's got a deadly left foot. He decided to go for the pass or the cross to Gertz there. End up not being the best of shots. He rushed the shot a little bit. He had a bit more time than he thought. But going in towards half-time now, he's chipped the ball through again to Robin. Is the rain going to slow that up enough? It is not. And it looks like it's going to be 3-0 at half-time now. I went for a 2-2 draw. I thought Fangs was going to come out strong here, especially after the first 3 games. And with the way Beach has performed so far with just 1 win and 2 losses, I thought it could be more of an even match. But Beach showing his clear dominance there. 7 shots and 5 on target. Fangs with just 2 and 1 on target. And the only one of those shots I remember, the one that was on target, was one from about 25-30 yards out, and I think the second one actually was off of kickoff when she just did a roulette around the one player and then shot from range, just desperate to try and get anything here.
Yeah, and she just needs to stop being desperate and start getting getting comfortable on the ball and seeing if she, because Beach hasn't defended that much this game, but if she gets behind that backline, who knows. I have noticed one thing about Beach, and that is the stadium he uses. It's Old Trafford. Now, Old Trafford, being based in the northwest of England, is prone to rain, and a lot of his games have been rain, so obviously he plays it outside of this league as well, and that probably works to his advantage, because I'm not used to playing in rain or snow. I don't know how you feel about that as well, but it is a massive advantage he's got with the fact he plays in rainy stadiums, because the gameplay changes, and I know Jesse plays in a stadium which doesn't rain all the time.
That actually could be something that we completely didn't consider, to be perfectly honest. And I'm not a fan of the snow. I don't like the snow. I don't mind playing in the rain, as Jesse's got a small chance here to get a goal back. The ball goes over the defence and out. But if Beach is used to playing in the rain and Fangs never plays in the rain, it's going to make a massive, massive difference. You might not think it as a viewer, and if you don't play FIFA enough, if you're just watching this and you're a casual FIFA player, you might not really notice too much of a difference. But there is a huge difference in gameplay when it rains and when it doesn't rain.
Yeah, it's usually the speed of the ball when you do high through balls, and it's also adds a lot of error to the users as well. If you make one mistake, it gives the opposition a higher chance of getting the ball back, especially the mistiming of defending, like when you jump for a ball and stuff and miss it, and the ball also sliding further away from you from the player's foot.
But Fangs has had a much better second half here, just like she did against Finch. She's come out a lot stronger, and it seems like she goes into the game worried and kind of, like we said before, looking to prove something. And by half-time, she was 2-0 down against Finch. She's 3-0 down against Beach. It's kind of like she's now at the point where it's like, well, it's game over anyway. What's the point of even trying? And that's when she actually comes out and flourishes.
Yeah, it's just a shame her first half, well, the first half now has completely ruined the rest of the game for her, because 3 goals is a lot to come back from, and unfortunately when you're 3 goals down, 45 minutes definitely isn't enough to change your whole game.
It's very, very true. We've got Felipe Santana there running back for that ball. Really a bit of a weird ball going through there, but it managed to stay in play, and once again not clearing the ball but trying to pass it out of play could cost her here. Marco Royce goes down the left hand side. He crosses that in, but the defender's going to get that head easily. We've got Salvador Agra here, the new man, on the ball. He's got a bit of space down the right if he wants to use it. He goes inside instead, and Eder here can play Jones through. Now Jones has got a lot of power on him. He's not the fastest. He has got, I think, mid-70s for pace, and he's got a chance to cross this. He does whip that across. We'll see how Fangs lines up now as this corner comes in, whether she's defensive, balanced or attacking. 2 men in the box would be ultra defensive, 3 would be defensive, 4 balanced, 5 attacking, and she has indeed changed to attacking. And there's a chance here from the corner. The goalkeeper looks like he might get that, but Fangs actually wins the header there, and that's Mats Hummels with the goal. And 3-1 now with 30 minutes to go. There's a little bit of an opportunity.
There is, and that shows exactly why keepers aren't protected on corners, because keeper come out to collect the ball and just end up standing there. But when you got Matt Hummels in the box, he's always going to get his head in it. He's always going to cause danger, and he might have given Jesse a lifeline here. Who knows? He
might have done. And just like I said in the first half, when I go 2 or 3 goals down, I end up playing attacking or ultra attacking. I know for a fact she was in defensive or ultra defensive at the start of the game because of how her team was set up. She's now attacking, and had she stayed on defensive or ultra defensive, there would have only been 2 men in the box. She probably wouldn't have got a goal back here, and it just goes to show that you don't necessarily have to play defensive in this game to be able to not only defend well but also score goals. She hasn't conceded many, like Beach has barely had a chance in the second half, and she's been playing attacking for the whole half, but the possession that she has and the fact that she's pushed so far up the field causes issues for Beach.
Yeah, definitely. He looks like he's struggling now, risking it as well. He's letting Jessie run at him, which is a definite bad move in my opinion, because now she's got a bit of momentum. She's got one of the goals she needs. Who knows how Beach is going to react.
She's got another chance here down the left-hand side. Clemens with the ball. He's got a chance to cross that or pass it inside. He decided to run. She lets that run past Eder's legs. Maybe could have let it run through the legs instead of taking that first touch. And Beach can break away here. But Boateng is no pushover. He defends that very, very well. Adler there has the ball. She clears it out to the right-hand side. She is going to give away possession, but I think that was probably the safest thing to do in this stage. And now she's playing attacking. You can just see the mentality of this game change completely from the first half.
Yeah, but if she doesn't defend very well, but she's a good defender, who knows, if she doesn't defend well, Beach has got a lot more opportunities to extend that lead easily up to 6-1. Just hope Jessie realises that and doesn't give away the ball too much.
I think the fact that she's only attacking instead of ultra attacking is going to save her graces a little bit. Like when you play ultra attacking, literally everybody bombs up the field with you. When you just play attacking, a couple of your defenders will sit back, and she has got a really strong defense, especially Santana and Boateng with the amount of pace they have. Hummels is more of a tanky defender, known for his heading and his like kind of strength and ability, not necessarily for his pace. But if those two fast defenders stay back, they're going to be able to defend well for her. And Beach has got an injury here with Mario Götze. It's not really one of those things that bothers you in Ultimate Team though, is it? It doesn't really hamper the play at all.
No, I've never changed anyone out for injuries. The only time it affects you is when you got to apply a card afterwards. Beach is also looking for the 1-2 chip through ball a lot, and Jessie's defending it very well, getting her defenders' bodies in the way. And with the strong brute defenders she's got, Beach is also pulling everyone forward and leaving a lot of gaps in defence. So this could be fun to see if Jessie can do anything in the last 15 minutes to maybe even try and nick a point.
And she's going to have a chance here to break through. She's got a 4-on-3 at the back and now a 3-on-3. She chips that through to Johnson. Probably the wrong move there. When you've got that sort of attack where the defence is all running back and you've got 3 or 4 attackers running forwards, that's where you need to not even pass the ball. You just keep hold of the ball and bring it forward as long as possible before releasing it.
Yeah, you just wait until the opposition makes the move, because as you can see what Beach was doing, he was running back following one of the attackers, so you just keep running forward. If he doesn't move, take a shot. If he breaks away from your other striker who you're going to pass to, then just pass it to him and you have got a goal.
And that's very good defending there from Jessie. Robin taking a bit too long on the cross. It finds its way back to the midfielder. He shoots and puts it wide, and with 12 minutes left, I can't really see Fangs getting back into this match, but once again, like the game with Finch, she's proved herself a good player in this second half.
Yeah, she has. It's just a shame that she hasn't really done a lot up front to maybe get 1 or 2 more goals back. But she's looking a lot more confident now. Maybe even connection could be an issue as well. I have noticed that the game's been flickering a few times as well. Jessie being from the USA and Beach being from the UK. But Beach has looked totally different in the second half, and this, if it does continue to play like this and maybe even give up a few more goals, the opponents who Beach could have will look at this and think, he is if you attack him, he could give up a few goals and maybe even walk away with the 3 points.
It does seem that way. It does seem like when he's put under pressure, he doesn't know quite how to handle it, and that's probably why he lost his first couple of games, and one of them so convincingly is just because when he gets, when he's under pressure, he doesn't know how to handle it. And I kind of wish Fangs would come into the games with a more positive attitude, and rather than sitting there thinking that she's so desperate to win just because of what the people at home might be saying. I'd like it if she just went into the game wanting to win because she wants to win rather than because she wants to prove something.
Yeah, and it's unnecessary pressure, especially in this type of league anyway. It's for fun at the end of the day, and you don't want to be adding extra tension to the games you're going to play. But then again, I think just the word league or tournament does add that sense of you've got to do good. Yeah. I do it as well when I'm playing in leagues and tournaments. It's just natural, but maybe she just needs a way to tunnel that.
Indeed, and we got a last chance perhaps here from Fangs. The corner comes in from Beach, but defended really well. Agra, they're getting bullied off the ball a little bit, and I think either wins a free kick or a throw in there. But with 2 minutes left, this game is going to be pretty much done and dusted, and Beach will be really happy to get himself the 3 points. This will put him a joint second in the table, 1 point behind Finch, and Fangs in a lot of trouble now with just 1 point from 4 games. And Beach could pick up another goal here. That's a good save there from Adler, but 1 point from 4 games. She's got 5 games left. She's played against Finch, who's a good player. She's played against Zwayback, who's one of the people you'd think she could get 3 points from. She's gone on and lost to Beach now. I actually can't remember the second game who she played against, but the rest of the people she's got to go are people that would expect to beat her. She's maybe got the harder back end of the season as well.
Yeah, she has. Unfortunately, she hasn't picked up many points from the start of the season, especially the first 3 games, only walking away with 1 point against Zwayback. But yeah, as long as she gets off that bottom, because that's all Jessie really needs to do, isn't it, is aim to get off the bottom of the league table and give it to someone else.
And she could have a chance to get a consolation goal here. Crosses that across. There's the header, and there is the goal. That's 3-2 in the 90th minute. Now, there's still 2 or 3 minutes of injury time left here. That we counted her out maybe a little bit too early. But this just goes to show again how important it is for her to get down those wings and cross that ball in. She's got 2 massive strikers in Eder and Eddie Johnson. Very like power strikers there. Eddie Johnson is fast, but he's got so much strength and good heading ability that she needs to focus her plays down the wings. And although she only recently learned how to do the 1-2 chip through balls, and although they are super effective, her playstyle doesn't suit that. She needs to abuse these wings and get these crosses in.
Yeah, she maybe even needs to learn some new play styles as well, because Jessie's used a very similar one all the way throughout FIFA 12, FIFA 13, and now even FIFA 14. But I do know she doesn't play the game a lot, does she really?
No, she doesn't.
Speaking to her most days. So maybe just game practice is one benefit she could take from it.
And she could steal the goal here again. If she gets another goal, that would be absolutely phenomenal. Eder down the right-hand side. He's got a chance to cross it in. She's going to get a corner in the last minutes of the game. We're deep into stoppage time now. There will be enough time to take the corner. I hope she gets a goal. I really hope
the goalkeeper gets it.
I don't think the goalkeepers can ever get them, because you can never select them whilst they're in the box like that. They actually just stand there and kind of make themselves a nuisance. But the cross is going to come in here, and oh, how important this could be. The cross does come in. It's a bad corner. It goes to the far post. She's going to get that with Boateng here. She's going to have a chance to shoot with Boateng. She shoots and scores, and there is the goal. 2 90th minute goals for Fangbanger. Draw this game up at 3-3. She will be ecstatic with that.
She'll be absolutely buzzing, and Beach will be absolutely devastated. Been controlling the game, especially in the first half, and as you can see, 2 chances for Jessie's produced 2 goals. She is dangerous, but maybe if she got a few more chances within the rest of the game, she could walk away with more points. But this has been absolutely fantastic for the neutral.
Oh, a great game indeed, and that's a beautiful finish from Boateng as well, rocketing that ball right into the bottom right-hand corner. The keeper left with no chance. Beach is still going to have 1 chance left. That kickoff over the top chip through ball can potentially be his saving grace, but we're 96 minutes in now. There was 5 minutes of injury time, 2 goals being scored, so it doesn't surprise me it's gone on to as long as 96. But Fang scoring 2 goals in the space of 3 minutes deep into injury time is just what she needed.
Yeah, she'll have a massive smile, especially if the referee blows here now. All she needs to do is whack it up, and there it is, the whistle has gone.
And there is the whistle, and that puts her on 2 points now, tied with Zwebeck, who we don't see play until tomorrow, and he plays against Lucas, who is on form right now. So Fangs is going to have a great opportunity over the next game or 2 game days to actually get herself off the bottom of the table and start giving herself a bit more confidence in this league.
Yeah, all she needs to do is apply the pressure she's been doing for the final last 5 minutes of the game in that one, and work on the fact she's got 2 points when everyone predicted her to get 0, so she's got nothing to lose now. She's proven her critics by getting more points than they expected, and hopefully some of them will turn into 3 points rather than just the 1.
Yeah, I mean, if she goes into the start of games, how she's gone into the second half of games against Finch and Beach, I have no doubt in my mind that she'll start picking up wins. But that is the end of this game, guys. A fantastic match. I went for a 2-2 draw. It finished 3-3. Next up, we've got Lasty against Biscuit. Let's get into the game. So as we enter game number 2, we have got Biscuit Face Gaming against Lasty ZFC. Isn't that Zweibag FC, the ZFC? I don't know what he calls his team. I can't remember. But Lasty is lining up with a 4-1-2-1-2. He's got Neuer, Piszczek, Boateng, Hummels and Alaba in defence. He's got Gustavo, Shaqiri, Elia and Gundogan in midfield, and then Lewandowski and Aubameyang up front. And Biscuit Face Gaming has got a 4-3-1-2 formation with Joe Hart, Walker, Company, David Luiz and in-form Leighton Baines in defence with Nasri, Toure, Cabaye and Silva in midfield. He's stuck with that midfield, and he's got Luis Suarez and in-form Sergio Aguero as strikers. Now, these are two pretty decent formations, very, very narrow from Biscuit Face Gaming. He's continued with this kind of slow central midfield, but he's got a good chance here to start off with. He's got Luis Suarez there, who gets fouled in the box. The referee gives nothing there. Absolute nonsense from the referee, and he will be really, really aggrieved that he hasn't got a goal there.
Yeah, I'd be fuming if he was tugging at my shirt like that, and then he walks away with getting nothing. And now he's even on the attack and could score.
And that's a good save from the goalkeeper there. And he's still got this very strange camera angle, has Lasty. A few of the fans love it. A few of the fans hate it. Let us know down below whether you like or dislike this camera angle. But we've got Biscuit Face Gaming in again. He's got Sergio Aguero here. Very, very predictable, that move.
Yeah, he could have done a lot more with that, but you know, the ball's bounced back though, and Neuer saved it. With Lasty as well, his last game he did play the one where he did lose. Unfortunately, he was on next gen. But this may benefit him, the fact he's had to come back to the Xbox 360 to play Biscuit, because as we know, Biscuit hasn't got the console yet. But who knows how this is going to go. But Biscuit's looking very confident and getting through towards Lasty's defence really easily.
He is looking confident. He has had a fair few attacks already, but just like the ball broke to him a few minutes ago with David Silva in the box. He had a 3-on-1 against just the goalkeeper and one defender, and he tried the finesse shot instantly instead of literally just walking up to the goal and shooting.
Yeah, he's done that a few times in the games I've watched him play, and even the games I've played against him. The way he chooses to shoot is very different. But when you're up to that position and you are so easily just smack it in the bottom corner. Finesses mainly get used outside the area there, where they've got the best success rate, haven't they? But in the area, definitely a low drilled shot is going to beat the goalkeeper.
Yeah, and we got a good another set of strikers here that are both very good. Lewandowski and Aubameyang, for me, the best pairing in FIFA completely. But Luis Suarez and Sergio Aguero, Suarez has got a venomous shot, and Aguero, for as little as he is, has got a great header on him. They're actually a pretty decent pairing.
Yeah, Aguero's one of the worst players I hate playing against. He absolutely rips me to bits. The way he changes his direction on dribbling is so fast, and for someone his size you wouldn't expect it. I would definitely rate him in-game a lot better than Messi for any people wanting to build an Argentina team, or even playing with any Argentinians themselves.
Yeah, I actually played with the first in-form Aguero, like upon his release, and he was one of my favourite players to use. I always tend to go back to the Lewandowski and Aubameyang pairing though, because that pace from Aubameyang is just too much. But both players here have had a few opportunities each. This game could have already seen 3 or 4 goals. Is this the sort of game we're going to see that finishes 0-0?
It would be a shame if it did, because there's so much on the line. Whichever person wins, brilliant save. Whichever person wins obviously goes above that person. But I'm liking the way Biscuit's playing 1-2 with Suarez and Aguero, and but obviously Lasty's defending's really good.
He is defending really, really well, Lasty, but like Biscuit has broken him down a few too many times too easily, and I don't think, for me, Lasty is having the better of the game here. I think Biscuit is playing a little bit too good, and I think if either team is going to score first, it will be him. But the game is so open that it could just go either way, and the way they're both lined up, they both seem to want to play attacking football. They both seem to want to get goals, and we're going to have another chance here. Some nice play there. Suarez on the edge of the box with a bit of space. Took a bit too much time to get that ball away, but it's going to come straight back at Lasty, and he finally managed to get away, but loses the ball again in midfield. Aguero here gets a little bit of space, maybe a roulette around the defender there. He decides to step inside and shoot, and that's a poor shot from inform Aguero.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I don't know why he did that, but usually them type of shots do have a good success rate, and Biscuit knows that. That's why he went for it. But with Lasty as well, he may not be dangerous in open play, but that snapshot he might take and the keeper parry it out to a corner. The best type of goals which Lasty's been scoring are from set pieces, and that's where a lot of his goals have come from in this league so far.
Yeah, he scored a lot of corners, especially in the first game, and I'm really liking not only the way Biscuit is playing, but he seems to be getting the rub of the green. He seems to be getting the deflections in his favour. The bounces seem to be dropping to him. The 50-50 challenges, they all seem to be going his way. Now, I'm as much of a FIFA conspiracy theorist as anyone. Is there such thing as getting the rub of the green in FIFA? Do you feel like you have those games where everything just falls your way?
Definitely. I've had a few of them recently and it feels so good. But if you're on the end of them where stuff doesn't seem to be going your way, you notice it, and it makes you play absolutely horrendous as well, because you just feel like putting the control down and blaming the FIFA gods rather than taking it upon yourself.
It's true, and we've seen again, just while we're talking about it, a few chances there where Lasty tried to clear the ball and it just hits Yaya Toure, and Yaya Toure all of a sudden was in a promising position, and I'm liking the way Biscuit is playing. But it does seem to me, when he gets into that final ball area where he needs to play that, either take the shot on or play that final kind of ball that's going to get him in a position where he can take a shot. That's where he seems to be messing up a little bit.
Yeah, and obviously the high through ball 1-2s he's doing with his attackers are getting past Lasty, and obviously he's realised that from the get-go, and if he keeps abusing it, he's definitely going to get a lot of open space, and hopefully he decides to take the right shot and get the 1-0 he needs.
As open as this game has been, just like I said 20 minutes ago in game, like the fact that we're almost at half-time now and there's not been a goal is quite remarkable, because both teams are pressing really hard. Now, let's talk a bit more about this midfield of Biscuit. I get some comments in the comment section about me being a pace whore because I say his midfield is slow. But to have midfielders as slow as Nasri, Toure and Kabai is a little bit strange.
Yeah, you would definitely put maybe one more fast player in there, because a lot of them are defensive minded, but I would definitely have one super fast player, because even though a lot of people call us pace whores, pace is one of them things you need in the game to progress on the attacking side. Like, in my best midfielder is Diego, and he isn't that fast. I think he's rated over 70 for pace, but for me to rock him at cam, a lot of people are like, why do you do that? Definitely get someone a lot faster, but you don't need to.
Not at cam, I don't think you need the pace, but the way he lines up, he's got no real width. The only wide players he's got is Leighton Baines and Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker, obviously, for me, is a cracking right back. He's one of the best in FIFA. But when you're looking at his wide midfielders, which are Nasri and Kabai, they're just not good enough to actually... When you're looking for an overlapping run, maybe Walker comes down the right-hand side, is looking for someone else to thread it to cross it. Kabai and Nasri don't have the pace or the strength to get past that last defender and get the cross in.
Well, maybe the way that Biscuit is actually lining up is the fact that he likes to do the 1-2s with Leighton Baines and Kyle Walker, because we know his pace is absolutely unreal. The way I've adapted my play to using Kyle Walker is probably the same way that Biscuit does, and that's the fact doing 1-2s and then just letting the centre midfield sit there and to cover Kyle Walker being out of position, because a lot of people don't expect you to use the right back and left backs as part of the attacking side of your team.
It's true, and you look at Biscuit's lineup, and he's got a 4-3-1-2, which isn't a formation you necessarily see too much in FIFA. But looking at his team, like, BPL teams are good. I personally think the Bundesliga team is the best team that you can get. But his team is remarkable. Company and David Luiz are incredible, overpower players. Kyle Walker is also incredible. I don't think the BPL has an incredible left back, like not someone that you really note, but neither does any league. Like, Baines is as good as Alaba in my opinion. You then look at his midfield, and for the lack of the pace that they do have, as he goes through here again with Aguero, and that is a great shot, but it's gone just wide. For the lack of pace that they do have, they are great technicians and great passers of the ball.
Yeah, it's an absolute brilliant team. The Bundesliga is definitely the strongest though, but with the BPL you can't really sport it with so many centre midfielders, because if you want to get the best out of it and get the best players, you need the likes of Eden Hazard in there, and also I think it's, I can't remember his name now, Navas from City as well. If he did have them additions to the team, he might switch up his play and would have a lot more pace in the team to cause a lot more damage, especially with the overlapping balls.
Yeah, I mean, but the only thing, like, if I were to play with his team and make maybe just a few changes, I would take out Johan Kabai and I would put in Ramirez, because he's defensive minded as well, but he's also got that rapid pace. And I would personally take out Luis Suarez for someone like Benteke or maybe Remy, and Remy not for his pace either, but because his heading is very, very strong.
Yeah, I would probably take out Luis Suarez as well for Altidore, and that's mainly because out of Benteke, Lukaku and Altidore, I seem to have the better success with him. With his defence is very solid. Company and David Luiz as well, maybe a Sacco instead of Luiz. The keeper I would definitely change. I would put Lloris in there, or even Petr Cech, because he's quite strong. But with the midfield I would add in there, I would definitely add in Gerrard. That's a pretty weird decision for me, because not a lot of people use him and a lot of people just discard him in packs now as well. Yaya Toure, I would even change the formation as well. So Yaya Toure was a sat there at CDM, but definitely Nasri definitely not at centre midfield. He's a good cam, but definitely not in the centre of midfield.
Yeah, I've used Nasri at cam as well. I'm finding him a much better cam. And talking of the defence and the goalkeeper for me in the BPL is one of the weakest spots. Like, Joe Hart is very bad. Cech is okay. Lloris is okay. But with the BPL, one of the kind of benefits that you have with having players like Company and Vertonghen is that you can actually play Courtois in goal. The reason why you play Courtois in goal is because you've got the Belgian links between Company and Vertonghen, and he could just sit there. He still gets a good links, and obviously the BPL goes around the rest of the team, so they sit well. But we're into the 64th minute now, and there's still been no goals, and this is, like I kind of imagined, one of those games where there's been a lot of chances, and there has been a lot of open play as Aguero there is flagged offside, but there has been no goals yet.
No, it's still open, and as you know, there's 90 minutes in the game, still 25 remaining, and Biscuit's got the better opportunity to do it. He just needs to keep doing them 1-2s, and maybe even bringing a sub. I don't know what sub bench he's got, and he might have someone who's definitely game-changing, but we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Now, talking of the sub bench, when I usually put a bench on, I don't care about midfield, defence or attack. I put the fastest players I've got on the bench. Is that the sort of thing you employ as well?
Yeah, definitely game changers. If you look at the likes of Capgun Tom's bench, which he's got Ibra sat on there, Ronaldo sat on there. They're two players you can bang in any position, and they'll definitely make some changes. Nice ball there. It's straight to the keeper though.
One of the things I tend to do as well is, because chemistry, I'm not 100% sure this is right, but I do believe chemistry pretty much locks once the team is in. So you could essentially bring on, you could put Ronaldo at striker and he'd still get that perfect chemistry no matter who he's up there with. So what I tend to do is players that I really, really like that are exceptional but are way out of position, I like to bring players like Dani Alves on as cam or striker because he works really well in those positions.
Yeah, well, as you know me, I've got S-Wine on every bench for every team, and if I needed a game changer, he just feels like it. Because if you look at a player's card as well, a lot of people think that they only play the position which the card says so, but if you look a bit deeper into the card, it also has preferred positions as well. And as you know, I think even Alves says right midfield as well. I'm not 100% on that, but if you look at players' cards, do a little bit of research on them, you can also change them in-game, and they'll still have the same capabilities as they did when they're in the other position.
They will. We've got maybe a chance to think a bit of offside there. There is offside. The ball does roll into the back of the net, but Neuer not even attempting to save that after the whistle goes. And we find ourselves now 15 minutes from the end of the game, and I was half joking at the start of the game when I said this is such an open game that it's probably going to end 0-0. But here we are, and Biscuit Face is still for me the main aggressor, and he's got a chance here with Aguero. That is a great shot. What a save that was from Neuer. Aguero proving he's not just about the pace there. Look at the strength of him.
Yeah, he can just wriggle through, and he's one of the most annoying players to play against. My defence I usually rock is with my Serie A team, and he just absolutely rips it to bits, and that's the likes of Barzagli and Chiellini. Both of them are not slow on the feet, and they are really strong as well. And
there is Company with a shot. It goes just wide. Now, what I notice Biscuit doing that I don't ever see from anyone else there is, as he passes it, because he's not using sprint so much, he manages to bring the ball under control with one little extra touch that he seems to take, and that just allows him the space to play it anywhere he wants.
Yeah, and if a lot of people do hold the sprint button when you take the ball, but FIFA has changed a lot over the years and people have had to adapt to it. When I pick up the ball as well, I'm quite slow with it. The only time I'll catch it at full sprint is when there's no players around me, because that first touch is so important. If you run in at full speed and you take a touch, the ball just goes wild, doesn't it? It could go anywhere into defence. But when you're doing close, fast passing, you need not to be dribbling, and it can open a lot of space up for you, and you can dictate the play also. You
can, but we got the last few minutes of the game here, and at last he is having some kind of intense pressure on Biscuit's goal. He's got another corner here, his second or third in quick succession, but now Aguero is away. There's actually a 3-on-3 here. There's a man down the bottom of the field in a lot of space, and that is Samir Nasri here, and look at that, you've got Torre running through. He doesn't want to make that pass because the defender has tracked him and left him in so much space here. He runs past the defender there, and he's got a great opportunity here to cross the ball. He does cross it, and there is Torre in front of the defender, but the defender manages to win the header still. Elia clears that away, and this game is end-to-end right to the 90th minute. Can there be a winner? We will see, and he gets a little bit lucky there in defence and attack, but it bounces back to the defender, and now Gundogan is away down the right-hand side. He has got men coming over on the left-hand side of the field. He decides to pass it back to Piszczek here. Piszczek tries some kind of very strange ball, and that one goes offside.
Yeah, that was strange. Lasty could have done a lot more with that and maybe even nick the win, but he decided to pass back, ping it back up, and give the offside, so that's completely messed up and give possession straight back to Biscuit, which is not who you want to give the ball to in the dying minutes.
No, I mean this has been an entertaining game. It would have just been nice if we could have seen a few goals come out of it, but there's still a bit of time left. They both had 4 offsides each, as you can see there. We saw 2 late goals from Jesse in the last game. Can we see a couple of late goals this game? We've got Gundogan bullied off the ball there. We've got Kabai picks it back up. David Silva and Aguero here playing this very fast-paced football that Biscuit likes to play, which is strange considering the pace of his midfielders. He steps inside here with Torre. He's got a great chance here if he can cross this. There's Aguero. He's got the Suarez at the far post. Oh, he's put that over the bar. And all he needed to do there was just take that down, take a touch and put that in the back of the net.
Yeah, and he would have been walking away with 3 points. That's very unlucky as well. And of all the people you wanted the ball to fall to, he was definitely one of them. But he's got another chance.
He has got another chance. Good defending there, and Alaba's going to come away with that. Maybe a breakaway here as well. Aubameyang is through on goal. Company has got a bit of pace about him and is a very strong defender. Aubameyang's going to get really lucky there. Oh, you know. Oh my God, it's come through to Elia and he's won it.
God.
Deep into injury time. Lasty has stolen the 3 points. First of all, a terrible shot that he didn't mean to shoot because he was trying to tackle, and so he made a shot. Second of all, this is why I hate Joe Hart, because there's no way he should be parrying that. And thirdly, to have Elia there running in right at the perfect moment, he couldn't have asked for a better time.
Oh, and he could have pulled it back to 1-1 if he had have correctly chipped him. But that is absolutely insane from Lasty, and so much luck as well. Them type of shots do force parries from keeper. Not even Joe Hart is the only person who does it. Everyone does it, and that's a slice of luck which everyone deserves in FIFA. And unfortunately, it hasn't fell to the side of Biscuit, and it's gone towards Lasty. He's walking away with the 3 points, but a nice return fixture from him as well, especially after the last loss he did take. He's walked away with the 3 points this game.
And you kind of feel a little bit there that Biscuit kind of will be ruining his missed chances. He had a lot of opportunities there to take that game.
Yeah, especially at the end, that last chance he had, he just buckled under the pressure. All he had to do was simply chip it over the rushing keeper and it would have been back to 1-1. But a long time before that, he could have been easily 2 or 3 goals up. Lasty was not really come to the part today. Maybe that was the fact he's gone back to the Xbox 360 instead of the Xbox One. Who knows? But at the end of the day, he's walked away with the 3 points. He's back in the title contention, but that goalkeeping is absolutely horrendous.
It is horrendous. And the back of that, let us go and take a look at how the table looks right now. So as we take a look at the table after the first half of match day 4, Lasty reclaims his spot at the top, played 4 games and got 7 points. Finch does move down into second place. Biscuit Face Gaming actually drops a position based on Capgun Tom's goals scored. Biscuit, of course, lost today and went from a +0 to a -1 goal difference. Fangbanger and Beach picked up a point each. That does move Beach up 1 position from 7th to 6th. Math Denton dropping down 1, but Fangs still sits bottom of the table, but only on goal difference now. And she's only a win away from being in that mid-table position.
Yeah, a lot of people are like a win away from going top as well. There's no clear favourite now, as you can see. Everyone's given up some points. Finch is in the best position now. He's still yet to lose a game, and Lucas has got a decent goal difference. So who knows how the end of the league is going to look, especially with how it looks after 3.5 games played.
3.5 games, yeah. We've got Finch against Tom for tomorrow's game. Now, Finch, of course, will want to get a win and put himself back top of the table. And Capgun Tom, if he gets a win, will also potentially find himself on top of the table, depending on the other results. And then the other game for tomorrow, we've got Lucas against Zweebs. Now, Fangs will be really looking forward to this game, because as you can see, Lucas has got a really high goal difference, and he'll go top of the table if he wins, and other results go his way. If he wins by enough goals, Fangbanger could actually move off the bottom of the table.
Yeah, and that will hurt Ryan. But Jessie doesn't deserve to be down there. It's just a shame all her performances have been in the second half, and who knows if she'd performed the full 90 minutes, what the scores could have been there. But it looks interesting. The table looks really good. Everyone's going to be moving about tomorrow as well. Math Denton, that'll be an interesting game to watch, especially
Math has got the Gamer Can in match day 4, but they're unfortunately unable to play because the Gamer Can has next gen, Math has current gen, and the Gamer Can doesn't any longer have FIFA for the current gen. So we're going to have to figure out a way to get them guys together to be able to play eventually. But for now, we're going to take a rain check on that game, and that's going to be one of maybe a bonus midweek game somewhere down the line. So that is the table for today, guys. Let us know in the comment section below, as per usual, who you want to win, who you think will win, and who you think is going to finish bottom of the table after today's results. As always, thank you very much to Bateson for joining me. You can see all our credentials in the description and on the screen right now. But thank you for watching, and we will see you tomorrow.